I'm going to be a millionaire in my young 30s, and these habits of millionaires might surprise you. First, they're not normal. I'm not normal. Millionaires, rich people, it's not the norm. And so if you want to be rich, you got to be abnormal. Now, my goal is to change that, but for now, not the norm. They let go of their ego. I studied a ton of psychology and have a big background in people and understanding how we think, etc. And you got to let go of your ego. Freud wants you to let go of the id, the ego, the superego. Let it go. If you're trying to keep up with other people, you're never going to be rich because you don't know how much people are actually making. You don't know if the person with this beautiful new house is living in debt or how much money they have. You don't know that the person who drives a used old car, if they instead have a ton of money in assets, you don't know. You gotta let your ego out of it. Millionaires let it go, and they don't care what other people think, right? Maybe they care a little bit, but they care what they think more. So would you rather be the world's richest person and no one knew? Or everyone thinks you're the world's richest person and you're really not? Millionaires wait. No, there's no get rich quick scheme. No, they don't just magically get that way overnight and have the private jets and all this stuff. They wait. They take action quickly, but they're willing to go the distance. They're willing to wait for the extra reward and prize. They're willing to wait. Millionaires are just like you and me. They're just like you and me, I swear. They're just people. I've done so much research on successful and wealthy and happy people and well-rounded people too, because I don't want to just be rich. I want to have it all, right? And be balanced. But they're literally just like you and me. And Alex and Layla Hormozi, if you follow them, they're going to be billionaires soon. And they're in their young 30s. So they're amazing people to follow if you're interested. But they were at a conference and then they saw this guy who's super rich, way richer than they were at the time. And they're like, he doesn't seem that smart. He doesn't seem that interesting. Like, they weren't trying to be mean, but it was just what they observed. And they're like, if that guy can be rich, if that guy can do it, why can't I? So they're just regular people. They learn the habits, the actions, the mindset shifts, and they do different things, but they're still just people. Rich people make money differently. They know that they need to take their money and make their money make money for them. And then their money's money makes money for them. It's like this whole family tree with money, right? So you don't just go take yourself and go make money. You send the money out to make money for you. Maybe you have to make it initially, but then you spread it out. So you make your money make more money for you. Millionaires are actually usually really nice. They're good people. And so don't be scared to get money. So many people are scared, or they think, like Meredith Blake in The Parent Trap, or all these rich characters in movies. That is how rich people are. Money makes you more of who you already are. And believe it or not, to get rich, usually you have to provide value. You have to be a good person, right? And so there's exceptions to this rule, but the better the person is, the better at communicating with other people, the better at providing more value and serving the customer, having a better product and service, and caring. So much about it. And having a high standard, right? Those people become rich. Kind people do win. The good guys do win in life. Rich people are generous. So you might be scared. And I know I kind of wasn't as generous for a while, being super honest. Like, I was so scared, and I really was driven as well. I really wanted to make a lot of money. And so there's a lot of things that I did to do that and build wealth, which I have a video on and I'll share more about. But I've learned that if you're generous, you're actually attracting more into your life. There's actually a law, the law of generosity, or the law of giving and receiving. And the more you give, you're actually creating this beautiful energy, and you're not blocking money, because there's trillions of dollars in the world, and you are attracting more money to you. So it's kind of not selfish, but it is kind of, if you are like, I'm going to give, you don't necessarily want to give with the expectation to receive. But wealthy people know that the more generous they are with their time, with their resources, with their knowledge, with their skills, and with their money, the more that comes back. A lot of rich people can be kind of intense. They're genuine, kind. There's a lot of those people, but you got to be really strict to get what you want, or at least be intentional. Now, if you're just going to be a millionaire in 40, 50 years, that's a little bit of a different lifestyle, a different plan. But if you're trying to be a young millionaire and get rich young, you have to live your life totally different. You have to be different. So you have to cut out the crap. You have to cut out the vices. You have to give up a lot. And you have to change and grow. Your money in your bank account only grows to the extent that you do. So the more that you grow, the more that you get better, the better person and the more capable person you are, your wealth will rise with it. So you got to grow. You got to grow. A lot of millionaires drive used cars, or they did at the start. Beater cars, $2,000 cars, $5,000 cars, cars given to them by their parents if they were lucky enough and they just kept it for a long time. They know that you're also kind of getting ripped off because it's not an asset that makes you money. And you literally lose a huge amount of money when you drive it off the lot. If you buy a new car, say in 2025, in 5 years, it'll depreciate 60%. 60% it loses its value in 5 years. If you got a brand new car, that's nuts. That is nuts. And so if you buy a car, you don't have to get a beater car. But if you buy a car that is 3 to 5 years old, you're going to go ahead and give away a lot of that depreciation. You could still get a car with fairly low miles and a little bit of usage, and then you can still keep it for a long time. So not every millionaire does this, but a lot of them do, especially at the start. Millionaires are intentional. That might not surprise you, but you can't just go with the flow. Like you can't just go do what everyone else is doing and not be intentional and not know what you're doing. Like it doesn't just come to you. You have to go to it. You have to create it. You have to change your habits. You have to change what you do. You have to change how you think. You have to change if you want change to arise in your life. Millionaires don't just think what's in it for them. What's in it for me? They think what's in it for you. How can I help you? How can I be of value? How can I serve? How can I gain skills that the market will reward or the market needs? How can I specialize in something? They know a little bit about a lot, but they know a lot about 1, 2, 3, like one core thing, maybe a couple things, but they're really specialized. And so they really think about how to help. I was a huge volunteer, did a ton of stuff in my life, and always cared about helping people. But I never really thought about business. I did a little bit, but my parents or other people never really talked about that, or service or business, even though sales and business is a great way to serve. And so if you want to build riches and wealth, you got to care about people and you got to provide value. Those were some surprising habits of millionaires. I hope they helped. Here's this video on 15 habits of successful people, or 10 skills making me a young millionaire. You got this.